Hey, what up, though, everybody? My name is Kale Myrick, owner and founder of Judah Protection LLC, also firearm instructor through the USCCA. And just to give you guys some background information on me, I've been doing security in a private space for about 10 years now. I own my own armed security company, as well as I said before, I'm a firearm instructor, but I'm also an instructor in many different things. I'm also an instructor in countering a mass shooter threat. I'm also an instructor in emergency first aid fundamentals, and I'm also an instructor in stop the bleed as well. So I would say that I have a level of expertise to actually talk about these things even though I'm not law enforcement or I have not been to the military. Coming into a situation like this where you can't necessarily deter the situation, how do you handle it and handle it efficient to the point where you keeping your guys or your team safe, and also to keep the people safe from all hurt, harm, and danger? They're looking for us and they're looking to us for us to actually protect them. But we have to be prepared to lay our life down for the people. And every day I put my gear on, every day I wake up to get ready to protect and serve the people, I have it in the back of my mind that I can't lose my life doing so. And we have to have that mindset and be prepared to actually do this. I believe I was born to protect. As you can see on my patch from the USCCA, I was born to protect. So this is I eat, breathe, and sleep these things because it's so important. To get into the video, there was an active shooter event, but I also want to give big shout outs to the security and local PD in Texas that handled this situation and that was able to put the threat down. But I want to critique the local PD and the church security that was over the building, because there were a lot of things that they could have done better in this situation. And that's what this video is. Just want to kind of break down the pros and cons that they did well and the things that they didn't do well at all. But thank God it didn't go as left as it could have due to the lack of training, which we kind of break down in this video. So let's get started.
I'm Assistant Chief Keith Cephas of the Houston Police Department. This critical incident briefing is intended to provide you with information about an officer-involved shooting that occurred in Houston on February 11, 2024. You're about to see video footage related to this incident. Some of the videos are from security cameras and do not contain audio. The body-worn camera from one officer was activated late. Another officer was unable to activate her body-worn camera. HPD conducts thorough investigations into officer-involved shootings. These typically require investigators to interview multiple witnesses, view numerous hours of video footage.
Just to kind of interject, this happened at, if anybody know Pastor Joel Olsteen, his church was where this situation happened. So this is the mega church shooting that actually happened.
And analyze a significant amount of forensic evidence. It is important to note that we are in the very early stages of the investigation and we continue to review additional evidence as it is collected and analyzed. The videos you are about to see can be graphic and may be difficult to watch. These videos may also contain strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. At approximately 1:53 p.m., Genesee Yvonne Moreno drove a white SUV up to the west entrance of Lakewood Church. She took her 7-year-old son out of the back seat of the SUV and entered the church lobby wearing a trench coat, a backpack, and carrying an assault-style rifle underneath.
Just think about this, y'all. Just imagine your mom, getting you dressed. Just to kind of put ourselves in the mind of the attacker before we actually dive even more deeper. But just think about this as a kid. You just getting up. I'm going with my mom. We about to go to church or whatever. We just getting up going, and the drive there. Just imagine what was going on through the mom's mind. But besides the mom, which was the attacker, imagine a child being put in that position, right? They're just going, just to be around their mom, and to their mom actually clearly is deranged, that took that child into a situation that the child will never forget. So let's go and so we can get further details.
Her coat, along with the bag containing a second rifle. Ms. Moreno attempted to enter the sanctuary, but the entrance doors were locked. An off-duty HPD officer working as church security was notified by a Lakewood church volunteer that Ms. Moreno had a gun. The officer immediately observed Miss Moreno. She and the officer exchanged gunfire. A Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission agent, also working security for the church, heard the gunfire and approached Miss Moreno as she was firing her rifle. He fired his duty weapon at her. Miss Moreno shouted, "Stop shooting," claiming to have a bomb. The TABC agent told Miss Moreno to put her weapon down, but she refused. The agent fired his duty weapon again, striking her. She was declared deceased at the scene. Miss Moreno's 7-year-old son was struck by gunfire. HFD administered aid to the child before transporting him to the hospital in critical condition. A 47-year-old man from the church was shot in the hip. He was transported to the hospital for his injuries and later released. After a thorough search of the area, no bomb was found. No one else was injured.
So this is the first security camera right here that's happened, just showing the lady actually getting out the car. She's actually getting out the car to go commit this active shooter event. She's getting her son out the car to go do this. What mother would bring their child into a situation like this? You know, couldn't imagine this. Just putting myself in the child's shoes. They're 7 years old. They should never have to experience anything like this. It's a very heart-wrenching thing, especially when babies are involved. Wow. Look at the child. And this I want to kind of break down. So you see right here, the mom is actually coming in, but this is what I want to break down the security in. Look at the security officer right here. This is the armed security officer, or I believe the he was local PD. But look at him on his phone, right? You have people here, and me as well. I'm over and I'm active into our local assembly, or considered to be church, and I do security as well. And being on your phone, anything can happen at any time. But if you're consumed into your device when we're getting paid or we're obligated, our job is to make sure that we're vigilant, not only physically but spiritually as well. We have to be looking at all these things, right? Especially when you have a mega church this big. We secure a 55,000 square foot building. So most of us consider us a mega church, right? So we have to be vigilant on everything that's going on. But you see the law enforcement here, he's on his phone, just casually on his phone, while a lady just walked into the building with a rifle. So pay attention to him, right? You got people moving. Most people are like, oh, it's not that serious. It's a church. That's exactly why you have to be the most vigilant in these places. So look at him. He just cooling when his job is to make sure everything is okay. There should have possibly been metal detectors up, right? Because you have a huge mega ministry. I believe Joe Olsteen's church seats about 50 to 100,000 people, right? So you have to have metal detectors there, to make sure that no one doesn't bring any things in like this. That could have deterred the situation before it even happened. It could have eliminated all of that if there would have been metal detectors coming in, right? Most people are like, oh, it's a church. Why do we need that? That's why active shooters go to places like that, because they expect people in the church to be vulnerable, right? So why not? You got to put yourself in the mind of an active shooter. They don't want to fight back. They don't want to fight back from you, right? They just want to come in and slaughter you. So to have metal detectors, walk-in metal detectors right there and through there, that would have eliminated that, right? So they could have literally executed the threat. If she would have wanted to just whip her rifle out and start firing rounds, that could have been done before she even entered the door, right? Because that would have went off. They would have been able to deter the situation, and that could have went left. But let's keep going. Continue to pay attention to the law enforcement or security that's here, which I believe is law enforcement. Look, he's on his phone again. You see him, see his phone right there in front of him. Not being visual at all. Now you can see, you're gonna start seeing people shifting. See, you see people starting to run now. Now this is law enforcement. Ladies, they're exchanging fire here. And in this video, I was very, 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 very angry because also as the law enforcement was maneuvering or just going, our job should be always is to keep the lobby clear as much as possible, right? Keeping the lobby clear for situations like this. And here in our assembly, we're very stern on making sure that we keeping our vestibule clear at all times, because just for situations like this, if it's a crowded area, all they got to do is open fire in that crowd, right? Then you got kids, you got women in this lobby, right? But in this situation, you seen that it was people in the lobby. Law enforcement officer should have done was, as soon as he heard gunshots, he should have cleared the lobby. Everybody get out the lobby now, right? But there were people still in the lobby, and that's a big no-no. It's a big no-no. There should have been another law enforcement officer or a security guard there. Especially on the door, you need at least 2 people. But a church that size, you probably need at least 2 to 4 people that's right there to help crowd control, because crowd control is very important. Let's keep going. Pay attention to this lady here. She could have put herself in a really bad situation. You still see this person here. There should have been no one in the lobby at this point. You see this lady's just casually just looking. A big no-no. This law enforcement officer should have been telling everybody to clear out, because that could have cost people their lives. There's an active shooter over here. You still have to have the mind to protect everybody as well as engage in a threat. So during that time, you should have been screaming, clear the lobby, clear the lobby. So here she is right here. This is the active shooter. You see she's exchanging fire. There needed to be more enforcement here. It was just one officer, and he's trapped right now getting safety because she has a rifle. He only has a handgun. So you see she's going in her bag, and you see fire. If you look over here, look at the walls. There's fire being, so you see rounds is going inside the wall. It's creating dust. So fire, they're exchanging fire. So that more than likely that means a law enforcement officer is firing rounds. There is a lot of missed shots, and I'm on my team a lot about this. Getting in the range and actually working on our shooting accuracy, right? Just for thought purposes, right? What if those is innocent people, right? And as we know, rounds travel. They can travel through walls, they can do it all. So all these rounds that's being fired, because there were multiple. I counted at least 6 shots that I seen dust coming from the wall. That could have went through a wall and easily hit someone, right? So that's why training and formation and having a plan in these situations is so important, or any area that we enter. So you can see here she's pacing. Wow. Multiple rounds. She's down. She's been hit, so she's down. There were multiple rounds fired before she actually got hit. Look, there are still rounds. You can see on the wall, there's still rounds being shot. She's on the ground, and they're hitting all the way over here. That's not good. Training is so key, guys. So key. Training is so key. Look, there's still rounds being fired at the wall. She's down. Now the law enforcement officer is coming out. You see she's dying here. Bro, good job of the officers actually getting the threat down. But it took a lot. There were a lot of rounds being fired. Look at this guy here. You can tell he's in a very traumatic place. Now look at this, guys. Let's go back some. Look how many people right here. So I'm guessing this is security here. So you got 3 law enforcement officers here. There should have been a 3-man formation that was formed at this point to engage the threat. The threat should have been down a lot sooner than it did. This took a very long time for the threat to be put down. Just think about it. There were people right here and through this door. What if the threat could have shot through the door? It was a lot of hesitance here in this situation. And mind you, shots are being fired. You want to make sure that you're protected in this situation, right? But again, we have to be willing to put our lives on the line for what we do. And do it safely, but efficient. This could have been a lot more efficient situation than it was. There were a lot of missed rounds throughout this whole situation. And there was no plan. You can tell there's no plan being done in the midst of this. And you're gonna see throughout the video. There were 4, like another person who was coming. So this is another angle. Now watch this. Watch this angle, guys. This video angered me a lot. I was very angry. Look at the poor young boy. Poor young boy. 7 years old, experiencing this with his mother. Wow. You see the young child over here. He's hearing a gunfire and he's so traumatized. Oh my goodness. This is his mother doing this. Wow. Look, he wants his mom. Wow. So, like this security officer on this end. And as you can see back here, it looks like there's officers right here. Like this officer right here and another officer right here, as you can see. There's 3 officers. This guy should have never been here. He should have been, there should have been an immediate shutdown. He should have been in a safe location because you have to account for him as well because he's not armed. And there's rounds being shot right now. He's not armed, so he's in the way. you immediately clear out everybody. He should have never been here. It's the security's job to engage the threat, not this innocent bystander right here. This guy should never be here behind him because he will be in the way because he's not trained. Look, this guy is walking in front of the rounds. Oh my goodness. This guy isn't trained at all. He should never be here. And his job, it's security's job to make sure he's away. Then you gotta consider this too, guys. There's still 2 law enforcement officers behind them. They never came up. So this is a lot of rounds are being exchanged before the 2 law enforcement officers even came up. That's not good. They should have been helping engage the threat to get the threat down sooner. Look at this guy's on his phone. He should be in this room over here or up the stairway or somewhere safe. He should not be as open. He's very open right now. There's a lot of things in this video that just make me so angry. This guy should not be here. He can call the police from a safe location. He's not armed at all. And you can tell he's not trained for this. Neither a security officer. But now you see the law enforcement officers coming. It's 3 of these guys coming now. There's no formation being taken place. Look at this officer hesitant back here. He has to help engage the threat. Look, and they walk past this guy. They should have got him away to safety. My God. So this is the officer that was peeing, that was peeing behind the wall. This is the audio. This come with audio. And another tip too for anybody in the security space, you should always have a body cam. If you don't have a body cam, look into getting some. I have multiple body cams for me and my team. We have multiple body cams. You know, it is very important for situations just like this, so that you will be able to have actually not only have defense, speaking on firearms, but you will have actually video and audio defense for you as well while you're out on jobs. So it's very important. She's saying she has, like she's saying she. She's saying she has a bomb. There should have been immediate communication with their team that was there. There should have been immediate communication, as well as he's communicating with the station. There should have been a communication saying that he's peeing inside this room. Because what if she would have came in? There was no communication really given amongst the team. They're a team that you have multiple law enforcement. He's a law enforcement. And you remember you had the 2 women that were law enforcement. You had the bigger gentleman that was law enforcement as well. There should have been immediate communication saying he needs help and he needs backup. He was left to himself. It's not good.
Blue. Hey, we need a medic. Immediately. Put the weapon down.
Hold on, watch out.
Hey, who has the radio?
I just push you down. I need a medic. I have one male conscious and breathing. He got shot in the head. I need medic. Cool.
There's 223 kill cases. I thought you had a phone. You just want shooting?
Yeah, I just see one. She just came in.
Now, just examining the situation, there should have been an immediate AVPU that was done on this young man. An AVPU is an awareness chart that I teach. The awareness chart. You got A stands for alert and oriented. So for your patient, which is this 7-year-old boy, right? Seconds count in a situation like this. Seconds count, especially when you're talking about someone being put down. And it says a young boy was shot in his head. So there should have been immediate attention on this young man. There's 5. It looks like this is about, I believe I counted 5 guards here. I mean, five. You got including law enforcement and security. Because seconds count. He could have lost his life right here. Right? They call it for paramedics, but they have to have aid. That they have to be trained to have aid in this situation. So it should have been an AVPU. A stands for alert and oriented. So they should have been doing an awareness chart on the young man. All right, is he alert and oriented? Why? So they be communicating with paramedics. Right? Is he giving verbal? Is he responding to verbal responses? What is going on? And, you know, are you speaking to him? Right? Then that's V. You got alert oriented is A. V is verbal. P is pain threshold. Can he feel pain? That's good if you feeling pain in the midst of that situation, because that means you're able to still feel. Then you got P, it stands for your pain threshold. Then U stands for unresponsive. This is the awareness chart. It's called AVPU. It's an awareness chart when you're talking about emergency first aid. And this is how you be able to communicate with the paramedics to make sure that the person or the people have the right attention, so you can communicate so they can know what they're coming into as well.
You okay? Y'all been shot? Hold on, she got a fucking bomb. That's the problem.
Now, what I did like the officer did, he asked where his team, and you guys have been shot, check, because you got adrenaline and endorphins pumping in your body, right? So the adrenaline, you know, helps you keep in a fight. It's just a natural defense system that God gave us. We all have it in most situations. That's what causes people to jump higher or run faster in a dangerous situation. That's the adrenaline. Then you have endorphins is the pain threshold, right? So a lot of times people get shot and not feel it because their adrenaline and endorphins is kicked in. So that's why you have to check to make sure that you haven't been shot or you haven't been punctured by any weapon or anything, you know, just to make sure that you're okay. So I'm glad that he did ask if anybody got shot, because a lot of times people don't feel it and they keep going until they like, okay, I'm getting dizzy, not understanding that they just been wounded. So I'm glad that he did ask his team that. It is one pro that I noticed. They should have knew the address. So what that told me is they had low situational awareness. And mind you, this is the same officer that was in the hallway on his phone. That's what I mean. That tells me his awareness is low, because you have to know where you're at all times. For situations like that, now he had to get on his phone. Wow, where am I at? Right? There, he should have immediately knew the location. And being calm in the situations are important too. That's why training is very important, because you have to always remain calm, because when your anxiety is high, you're gonna forget things, right? You go, he's frustrated now because his adrenaline is pumping, right? And that's why you gotta practice being calm in situations like this because you're able to think clear. What that told me is a lot of them were untrained to in these situations, right? Especially to think clear and be calm in these situations. Because when you're calm, you're able to think better. So now he's wasting time with getting medics here because he didn't even know the location of the building. So that's very important. This is Officer Moreno. Situational awareness is key. You got to know what's going on around you at all times. You got to know where you're at. You got to know where you're at. You got to know where your team is. You got to know where people are. That's why communication is important all the time. That's a huge mega ministry. It's a huge church. So there should be always constant communication. Like I said, we secure a 55,000 square foot building. We're always in constant communication with each other. All right. What's your status? What's your 10-4? What's your location? Right. We got to be in constant communication with each other to prevent that. Right. They shouldn't know where they've been in, what job site that they were at for that day. It's important. So that means you just pulling up just casually. And when you're casual, you become a casualty. Always remember that. When you operate casually, you become a casualty. Now watch this, guys. This really, really angered me. I was very, very angry when I seen this. Let's watch this.
Hold on. No. Shooter, hold on. Watch out.
That guy should never be there. That guy should not be there. What they should have did, they should have commanded everybody make sure that this space is clear. If you're not law enforcement or if you're not trained to be in this area, they need to leave. They need to leave. They should have been officers. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. This guy picked up the weapon. That was the reason I'm putting gloves on. Let's go back. Look at this guy. This guy should not be here. He should not be here.
That's the shooter, hold on. Watch out. Hold on.
Then he picked up the weapon. He picked up the rifle that she used to shoot. This guy picked up the rifle with his bare hand. That's what the reason of them putting gloves on to do. But again, because of their lack of clearing the area, this guy was able to do that. He should have never been by them. When you have law enforcement there present, that's trained to be this way. You have this guy here he's just in the way. He should not be here.
No.
To my side. Suspect down.
These people should not be here. Law enforcement job should be to clear everything out. Tell everybody get to safety. Get to a safe area. There should be nobody in these hallways when this situation is happening. It's a big con, very big con. We have to be in the mind of protecting everyone as well as our team. And I can't worry about my team and them at the same time, right? So it should have been a team leader that should have been like, hey, get these people clear out of this building. I'm sorry, get these people clear out of these hallways. There should be no one in these hallways. There's a lot of people roaming. These officers got to be engaged. You got to be engaged when the threat is happening. You can't be so engrafted. Oh my God, this just happened. You can't be that way. Everybody's counting on us. We can't be thinking how they thinking. We have to set ourselves apart from the situation.
I think there's 6 to 8 that they actually put as part-time employees. I don't know how they did it with their agency.
See, when they said, why are people running? They should have immediately cleared that hallway out. There should have been somebody set back, an officer pulled back, screaming, hey, everybody clear it out. Clear out the hallway now. Clear, and made sure they got everybody out of there to get them out of the line of fire. It should have been someone, an officer clearing the guy that was with the phone that was talking. They should have sent him to clear out everything and make sure he followed out that order, because they're the reigning authority now. Now they're in the officer's world now. Get paid to protect people, right? This is what we put our lives on the line for every day. So at this point, they have to do what they're getting paid to do. Because now you have children, men, women, and children, innocent people that's in line right now that they have to clear out. There's a lot of people in this lobby. There should have been, I didn't hear anybody communicating saying, clear out. I didn't hear not one voice tell and scream and tell everybody to clear out that hallway. Because what if she would have came down that hallway and started shooting? People would have got hit. It's a possibility that people would have got hit. The officers are taking cover. Look, there's people right here in the elevator. There's a guy on the phone right here. He doesn't look armed. Look at this guy over here. Look at these people here. The officer's job is to make sure that they're clearing everybody out, telling people to go up. No, don't come out. So these people in the elevator, they should have pushed them back on the elevator. No, you don't come out. It's not safe for you guys to come out. These people over here that's down here in this hallway, they should have sent them downstairs. Got them out of the line of fire. You gotta protect everyone. That's what we get trained to do. The officers are so hesitant. What there should have been there's a security officer on this side. What there should have been an officer transition here. So from here to here, they should have been transitioning using these pillars as cover to engage the threat. The officers were so hesitant in this situation, and it was way too much time. So there should have been, there was 2 officers that looked like it was 2 women right here, as we seen earlier in the video. They should have started doing a formation. So what it lets me know is they were untrained. They were law enforcement, but they were untrained, right? They got to be trained to be calm in these situations. So there should have been a formation start to be started, because now they leave one man out there. There's already a security guard engaged in a threat right now. And there's 2 law enforcement back here. So what those women should have did was start creating a formation. An officer should have been on this side, and this officer should have been helping back the security guard right here. But watch this. Watch how hesitant they were.
3639.
Look, and this guy should not even be out here. He shouldn't even be out here. He should have been sent to go make sure everybody else is safe back there.
Starts, we need units now.
Look at the officers. They're scared in this situation. And I get it. There is a level of fear in this situation. I understand that, but this is what we put our gear on every day for, in preparation that we can lose our lives today, protecting people. You can never determine, oh, today I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be an active shooter, right? We don't know that, but when the situation comes, that training has to kick in. And that's why I say I can tell there's a lack of training on the PD's end. These officers should have already started engaging a threat. It left too many men. Mind you, There's still Officer Moreno that's still pinned in the inside. There was no communication on the end. Everybody's just doing their own thing. That's not good when it comes to a team. It's not like it's just one person. It's a team of them, right? So there should have been constant engagement on this side. There should have been constant communication. Officer Moreno, I remember you were at the door. Are you okay? There should have been something. Moreno should have been communicating, hey guys, I'm pinned, right? There was no communication. That's not good as a team.
We are Lakewood Church. We are Lakewood Church. I think we need to go. We need to go.
See, you hear her saying we need to get closer. I get it, she's scared. But by you being scared, we can't have the same level of fear as everybody else. Right? We have to be willing to put our lives on the line for this. She could have killed multiple people. Now they've been on their watch. They would have been on their watch because they're hesitant. Now these things, they have to be tested before you go in, before you clock in, right? But because it's a church, a lot of people think, oh man, you know, it's not that big. You know, it's not that serious. No, it's very important. These things have to be tested beforehand for situations like this. They're too hesitant. It's not good. That's a lot of fire being engaged in for them to still not be up there present, helping back their team. They left their team stranded. You never leave your team. You never leave your team.
Let's approach. We need to approach. Come on.
They should have been engaged the threat.
Come on. We need to approach. Honey, come and just be with us. Give us mercy. Come on.
These two officers, unfortunately, they're very shook right now in this situation. And we can't be shook in a situation. We can't be like everybody else. We can't be. This is a lot of time they spent back there when there's shots going off. They have team members up there that they have to back. So this is not good. My heart was very broken when I watched this video and I seen how long that they stood back while their two team members is up there engaged in the threat.
Approach. We need to approach. Come on.
This officer is terrified, and I get it. That's a scary situation. But we in this space, which we put our lives on the line for people, we have to be willing to do it. You have to be willing to die with honor. This is what we do. This is what we do.
Father God, just be with us. Give us mercy. Come on. Come on.
Now, they see a child laying on the floor, right? There should be immediately someone's helping tend to this, give aid to this child. This is a child laying here. There should have been immediately soon someone seen him. There should have been communication. Hey, we have a child that's down. Pull them out of the line of fire to start tending aid to this child. Mind you, there's about a total of 5 guards. five officers that's there, right? There should have been one. There could have been four engaging in threat while somebody's helping rescue this child and get them out of the line of fire. Now you giving them the awareness test, seeing where they at. You know, are they alert? We call it the ABCs, and checking for their airway, breathing and circulation. What's the awareness chart? Okay, are they breathing? Are they not breathing? Are they unresponsive? Can they respond to verbal commands? Are they alert? What's their pain level? You have to be, this will be trained for. This will be trained for so that we can save lives. And
What the fuck? Sit down. He may have a bomb. He need to grab.
seconds count. Look at this child is laying here. No one's engaging this child. This child is laying here.
Well, I already got them caught.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's five officers.
Hey, we need a medic. We need a medic. Immediately.
This guy look like he took the lead. He does. I don't even think this guy is law enforcement. I think he's just church security, right? But he started taking the lead on a lot of things. I see he was the one that was engaging the threat the whole time, and it looked like he's the team leader. He doesn't like he's not in uniform. He might be just church security. I don't know if he had previous law enforcement experience or was he military. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what background is, but let me say this. I think he did a really great job due to the circumstances. But this guy engaged the threat. I would say even more efficient than the officers did. Okay, so the young man he's moving. That's great. That's great. He's moving. His body's moving. You see him right here. He's moving. You know that's their job to get him out of the line of fire now. Because there's possibly shots that can still going through, right? Get him out of the line of fire. He's laying there open to fire. He's breathing. There needs to be attention on this young man. It's too long. There's officers around. There's no been attention to this young man.
Hey, you guys are ready. You guys are ready.
Yes, we already got it.
Look, there's 5 officers. The bigger gentleman doesn't even look as engaged.
We may need that for
This gentleman here.
We don't know yet. We have a kid that's down. We need a medic. Hey, get a medic. 2, 3. Hey, is this what you okay? You have a shot?
We need to approach.
Hold on, she's got a
No, she's gonna have a bomb.
That's the problem. I would call the EMS.
Now the EMS will look here and
I need the EMS ASAP.
you have a kid.
Yeah, I already know what's fucking everything.
Yeah.
Guys, training is so important. This could have been done way more efficiently than it should have. You know, the threat could have been down sooner. Aid could have been rendered to this young man a lot quicker. People are relying on us to be trained, right? When we see officers, when we see security, we think of defense, right? There should be a level of training that we have to make sure that we take serious and that we engage to make sure that we're protecting people with efficiency. It's very important. Throughout this whole video, my heart was broken because we have to make sure that we're trained in these arenas. If not, we shouldn't do it. And that's just plain and simple. We have to take this serious.
Where's my ambulance at? I have a child that's down. We need to ride him in Circle Drive.
Oh, you're gonna skip the channel help one. Are we clear to have the description?
No, ma'am.
Sure.
This guy was out of it. He was out of the fight. The threat is up here. This guy's all the way in the back.
I don't know.
This guy isn't engaging in threat at all. He isn't engaging in threat at all. He's completely out of the fight. Like his mind is literally checked out of the fight. He's hiding right now. That's not good. We can't afford that. By him being so hesitant, that could have cost lives. You have to engage the threat ferociously with efficiency, with wisdom, right? You don't just run out there, oh, just run out shooting. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have to engage the threat with efficiency, right? With aggression, because they're coming in to kill innocent people, and we can't allow that. We cannot allow that. We have to engage the threat ferociously. This guy is back here, so that means he was even more behind the women. The women were a nice distance away from the threat. These are the women that were the two officers that was right here. They're not engaging. He was even further behind them, hiding. A threat was coming in to kill people. That's not good.
You may have a bomb. She needs a credit. She got to call it. You need to me. 42 items to it. It's going to be a piece. Oh.
This guy here, shout out to this guy. It looked like he's just church security. Shout out to the church security officer, because he was the most trained in the situation. He was given, I like he was the team leader. The officers could have been a lot better. And I hope that they examine the situation, kind of like examine themselves and seeing like where the pros and cons were on their own experiences. This video isn't to bash them, because at the end of the day, they get up every day to put on their gear to defend people. Their heart is to defend. But we have to take our training very serious in this space, because the world isn't getting any better. And when you see armed guards, when you see security, when you see law enforcement, we think of protection. And if we're not trained to protect them, we're doing them a disservice. That's what I train my guys on, because I thank God that didn't happen. That he was able to cover everyone. But that's why our security is there. That's why security is there. And they could have been a lot more efficient in this situation.
He's down right now. We have a kid.
I would repeat.
Shooter is down. Feel like she has something stabbed on her chest. We need a bomb squad.
So you know if we have any more outstanding?
We don't know yet. We have a kid that's down. Possibly bullet to his head.
Hey, get him in. There's anyone out there with you?
We have other officers out here.
Sir, we have EMS stage. Let me know when they can go up.
I got no radio. That's the problem. I already called you.
Have EMS roll up here at
Make sure we can do it. Take a breath and vote yourself. Let us know. Can we can and have you enough move up.
Hey, Sergeant, we're good right now. She has something strapped on her. We're trying to figure it out.
And this guys,
Let me know when they can go up.
again, I want to say big shout outs to law enforcement that was actually able, and security that was actually able to get the threat down. But they could have did this could have been done a lot more better, you know. And I hope that they review this information and that they begin to train more and more for situations like this. So you have to be trained in every situation. And for all the people out there that's looking to be law enforcement or get in a private security space like I am, you know, getting in this space, you have to have a level of toughness. Your heart will have to truly be willing to put your life on the line for people. You know, I know it sounds cool to be a cop or, you know, to go to the military, but it takes a mindset. It's more of a mindset than it is anything. Anyone can squeeze a trigger. Anybody can, you know, shoot at someone. A lot of people can do that. But to do that efficiently, calmly, that takes training, experience, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, researching. All of these things play a part, because when that time comes, you will be ready. So again, my name is Kale Myrick, owner and founder of Judah Protection LLC. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man, because I really want to know what's your thoughts. If you agree with me, if you agree with my point of view, if you don't agree, if you be like, Mikhail, you completely don't know what you're talking about, put that in the comments. So let's talk about it, y'all, because I want to know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Like the video, comment, and share it. Love.